Yeah, bang bang whale. Crack cocaine. Yeah. Do you know what? That's the worst drug that I've ever taken. I mean, it was unbelievable the buzz that I got out of it, but it was the worst drug I ever took as far as money is concerned. Yeah. I mean, I used to do absolute fortunes on it. I mean, to do a grand, 2 grand a day is normal, and it really is normal. And to do 14 grand or 15 grand in 2 days, that is abnormal. And that's what I did, that's what I did. And then I'd go out looking for money to buy it. And drugs isn't a good thing, mate, because all it does at the end of the day is get you put in prison. And it got me put in prison because all I was interested in really was getting money. Money was so important. I wasn't concerned about hurting someone to get it, and it's the drugs that just took over that part of it. And I talk about on my podcasts and on my videos about all the violence I've done in my life. Listen, I don't condone my violence. Yeah, I don't think it's the right thing to do. But at that time, that's all I could do to get money. Violence, shotguns, all them sort of things to get money. When you get older, you realise it's a waste of time, mate. It's like, come on, you've got to move on. You've got to stop all this violence. You've got to stop all this going out with guns. You've got to stop hurting people because you're getting nowhere. I mean, come on, to do 26 and a half years of your life in prison and to lose everything down to drugs. Down to drugs. It's all down to drugs, one way or the other. It's down to cocaine, it's down to crack. I mean, that's the only 2 drugs I ever took. I didn't take no brown, I didn't take cannabis, I just took coke and crack, which really is expensive, yeah? When I first started it was like £70 a gram, and then it went up to something like £80 a gram, but I wanted that something that's absolute pure. Then I got involved with the crack, and I used to take £100 rocks, £50 rocks, £200 rocks, and just keep going, just keep going. And the first time I ever took anything like that, crack or coke, it just blew my brains out. It sometimes with people it affects them different ways, but me, whoa, what? And that was it. It got me hooked. But what got me really hooked on crack cocaine was a girl called Ario, yeah? And I spoke about it before, and the violence that comes with it is just unbelievable. If you're with someone who's absolutely stunning, I mean, she was really stunning. My girlfriend, Danny, she was exceptionally beautiful, but Ario was exceptionally beautiful too. And she was a young black girl, but absolutely stunning. Had a pop group called Entice, and she was just too much for me, really. But I tried my hardest to keep hold of her by giving her more crack, and by me giving her more crack, made her more addicted to it, made her more that she wanted to go on the streets to get it, and because she had to go on the streets to get it, she put herself in a terrible, terrible danger of getting raped or maybe even getting killed, because crack can do lots of things, especially with people that want it, yeah. And she become so addicted. It was either me that got her more addicted, I don't know, but I used to go around a place in the Val Flats, Acton, and smoke as much as possible. And I'd go not in a house, not in a mum's house, so would kill me. But I remember one time I went to the house there. You're with someone you love, you're with someone that causes a lot of problems to you through crack, yeah. And I remember sitting outside in the car one day and waiting for her to come down, and she had a row with her brother. Her brother was a right typical bully. He was a typical bully, but didn't like to hit guys, but liked to hit women. And he was a typical bully. You know, anything he could, if he thought he could get away with it, he would do it. And I'm sitting outside the car, and Ario's come rushing down the stairs, and he's caught her at the bottom, and and she's there at the door. She can't get out. She can't do anything. So he's pushed the door open, and there's block of flats. You've got to ring to get in. And he's pushed the door open. He's chucked her out, but he's got hold of her coat. I'm watching now, sitting in the car, and I thought to myself, "What's he up to, mate? This geezer's too much." But he grabbed her around the chest. Yeah, I'm on about. He grabbed this girl, his sister, around the chest, and he was squeezing it and really hurting her bad. You know, she was crying. She's in a bad way, and as he was squeezing one, he was punching her in the face with the other hand. Yeah. And come on, I'm with her as such, yeah. I jumped out of the car. I give him such a good hiding. It was unbelievable, yeah. He ran up the stairs, but then Ario said to me he's going to run up the stairs to get a knife. And anyway, I smashed the door down off the front of the house, went inside, and he was just about to pull a knife out. And I give him another good hiding, a really bad one. And I've done all these bleats in at the side of the side, and I just smashed them to pieces, you know. And he had to go to hospital, and he was in a bad way. He was pissing blood and all this that and the other. But you know, that's what I mean. This is crack. This is what it can do. He doesn't take crack, yeah, but his sister does. Both his sisters, they're on crack, and because he thinks he can bully them, he does. But he doesn't realise that I'm with Ario as such, and what he does to her, he does to me. You know, and then he can, then violence comes into it, more violence, yeah. And the drugs just take over. The amount of violence you give people on drugs. If you was to concentrate and do that in a boxing ring, you'd be world champion. You lose all that. I lost all that getting into the ring again, doing my street fighting, my unlicensed boxing. I lost all that to get into this thing called crack cocaine. You know, and I'll be with it all the time, 24/7. And I might have said this before, I don't really know, but I remember going to East Acton, and we was both on crack really bad. With crack, at that time, you could walk miles and miles and miles, and to go meet someone who's got it, you know, or to go meet someone to rob, or to meet someone just to get money. And we went to East Acton. We went in the back of this, I think it was Tesco's or some big place like that. And we went there, and there's all boxes and things. And she pulled this box down, put it together, and walks out on this road. So you're on about 3 o'clock in the morning. There's no motors going about, and she's put this box over her head, and she's smoking crack inside the box, sitting on the pavement, smoking crack with a box over her. Mad. I can't believe it. What's going on? I walked miles. We've walked miles and miles and miles. There she is smoking crack, and I'm not even got none. She's got it all, and she's smoking it. So I'm going mad because I want a pipe. Once you've got one pipe, it don't last too long. You want another pipe, then another pipe. And it goes on and on and on all night long. And then the light starts coming, gets lighter. Then you've got to go somewhere else to get some money to buy some more. I've been out 14 days, maybe longer than that, on it 24/7. Never stopped taking it. When I first got into it, I come from Kingston, and I lived in Brentford Docks, yeah. A lovely little flat in Brentford Docks, and I met a guy called Compton. Compton was a very dangerous man. He's killed quite a few people, Compton, but he got a bit of bird, but he died of, I think it was cancer. But the guy was a crackhead. He's a crackhead. People was calling me a crackhead, and I was clumping people for calling me a crackhead. But I was a crackhead, you know, and he was a crackhead. I mean, he'd done so much money, it was unbelievable. But as I say, he was a dangerous man. He's killed a few people. He was a Brixton, one of his Brixton firm. He was a Compton. He was a really, really bad man. And I was walking one day and I see him and talk to him and come up to my flat and got me involved with crack. But he got me involved with crack through Ario. We'd all had a party in my house. Ario, this sister and someone else, and the other girl that got me involved with Ario, we had a party. And he come in and took my Ario out. Ario said something to me, took her out, and they come back about an hour later, 2 hours later. What they was up to, I don't know. But he come back with crack. Wanted me to get involved. I said, no, I don't know that. Yeah, but Ario, being that I loved her so much, you know, and she said, come on, it's like, get into this, we can really do some naughty things. That's all that's in your mind, isn't it, naughty things? So she got me on it. The first pipe, it blew me back. It was like, whoa, wow. It done me in. And after that, then I had another one, and it just got addicted. I got really, really addicted to it. And so because I got addicted to it, the money that I had from Kingston, that I brought with me, that I was doing it easy because I wasn't earning no money to put it back. I was just smoking it. And I went, what am I doing? Am I crazy? This is mad. This is absolutely mad. So anyway, going. She went, come back. I'm in bed. She put her hands on my private parts and said, look, I'll come back later on and see you. She didn't. The next day, Compton come to my house, give me a load more crack. He used to mix it up with tobacco, with ash and all that game. I was addicted to it. Got addicted. And then Ario would come round with a good night with her mates and just go crazy. And then money started disappearing too quick, yeah. Just going. And I decided that, okay, I've got to go and get money. So every day, I was going out getting money, but I was bullying people for money. I was bullying people, going into their houses, telling them I want some money, they put it on the side, give me the money, going in a week later, they leave money for me, go in there, they leave a bit of jewellery for me to sell. And it just got to that stage where I become a pain in the butt. I become dangerous. And so then one day we all went to a place called Radisson, the Edwardian, in Heathrow Airport. Me, Ario, a sister, and about 4 mates. I had this big suite, presidential suite in there, big, like a bath in there with big bottles of champagne, Magnum bottles of champagne, and this got involved. I was the only guy there, loved it, yeah. All the birds were doing naughty things, didn't care. But I'd done 14 grand. 14 grand in 2 or 3 days. And I had nothing to show for it. But dirty thoughts. You can't do nothing, just dirty thoughts. And I thought to myself, wow, but not only have I just done 14 grand, I can't get home because I've got no money in my pocket and taxis ain't going to take me to the state I was in. So then I had to start walking from the Radisson Edwardian to my house in Acton, which is a long way away. And I wasn't living in my house in Acton, I was living in Brentford. But I had to go to my mum's to borrow some money off my mum, and then it doesn't stop. My mum, she was quite clever, clued up, my mum, yeah, because my cousin Roger, he was into drugs in a big time. My mum used to smell it. And when I come to the house to see her to get some money, she said, what are you on? I said, oh, nothing, Mum. She said, yes, you are. I said, what's up? She said, I can smell it, Ray. I can smell it. I said, Mum, please, I need some money. She said, no, I'm not giving you no money. I said, please, Mum, come, I'll pay you back. So Mum gave me £100. Well, give me a card to go and draw some money out. I drew a bit more out than I should have drawn more, you know, she went crazy. So now I'm out because I want crack. I'm back on the pipe again. So that money she gave me would last an hour. And then you got to go out and get more money. And then I thought to myself, what can I do to get money? So then I went to my mate's car front. No names, really, because he's my pal. and it's not good for me to tell the names and what I did, but I went to the car front, nicked some money, took some cars, and that's it. And the police, I mean, okay, I can tell you a little bit. I mean, went in there, put an axe through the table, robbed them, opened the safe, robbed their money, took their cars, yeah. But these people were just dangerous people. And when you go too far, you can wind up getting yourself killed. But I'm driving to Acton with one of the cars. My mate took the other Range Rover, I took an A6. I'm driving now with money in my pocket to Acton, to the Val Flats to pick Ariel up. And she's not there. She's, I don't know, gallivanting about with other people. But now the police are on my case, and they've been following me everywhere. They're not going to come single-handed to take me. I'm too much of an handful, yeah. So they come up, swoop round the flats, and motors, vans, cars, everywhere. As I'm coming down the thing, I see them, and I stop, and then one gets out of the car. Okay, put your hands on the car, and all that crap, you know what I mean? Come out, I thought, what the fuck's going on here? Come out, in the back of the car is all the plastic stickers of the car, how much it cost, 6 grand, 10 grand, or whatever it was there. In the back of the car was a big chopper, an axe as well. So now the old Bill are laughing. Take me to Ely police station. I'm not saying a word. Put me in my cell, mate. Finished. Coming in, we want done. All I'm saying to them is, mate, these people ain't going to press charges. They're not into that scene. And mate, let me say something to you. There's no way, right, this is true. Boom, that's what I said. In the morning, they let me out. Give me the money what was in my pocket. They took the cars, no charges. Lovely. What do I do? Get a 207 bus from outside Ealing Police Station, go down to the Val Flats. Want to know where Ariel's been, went mad, crash. Me and Ariel go for another smoke. And we don't stop smoking. We're smoking like it's gone crazy. One day she came up to me and she said to me, Ray, I said, what? She said, I've got to go to America. And she's quite, as it happens, I've got to say something, she was straight for about 3 or 4 days. And she said, look, I've got to be straight. Whitney Houston wants me to go to America to dance and sing for her. She worked, as it says, Ariel had a pop group called Entice, and Ariel was one of the best dancers there was in England at that time. She was fantastic and could really sing. So Whitney Houston has called her to America. So I'm not happy, but what can you do? I mean, she's a beautiful good woman. She's got her career to think about. Why not? But when she's going, I'm gutted and funny all the time. I'm in a bad way. I'm tearful because she's gone. I'm not going to see her no more. Anyway, so I phoned her up and she started, phone calls getting less and less and less. And then she said to me, I'm coming back. Phoned me up, so I'll come back and pick me up at the airport. I said, yeah, right. Went to the airport with my pal, drove there, and she came off the airport. She looked in right bad state. She was a mess. She was about, I don't know, 7 stone, 6 or 7 stone, 6 or 7 stone, and she looked a right mess. All her hair in bubbles, and she looked a right mess. And I went, wow, all that, what happened? And she got in the car and she started crying, really crying. So I said, what do you want to do? She said, can you take me somewhere, please? And so we can have a smoke. I went, yeah, I'm back to it again now. So I got my pal to go and get some smoke, come back, and we're sort of like sitting there in the place smoking. And then she starts crying more, and that's it. And then all of a sudden she strips off naked. I'm going to bite bad up, I don't know what to do, you know. And she starts telling me that Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown had took right liberties with her, made her do all sorts of things, got her on the crack really bad out there, because you can imagine someone like Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, that are absolutely minted. Well, it doesn't mean nothing in crack. They're buying kilos of it, I should imagine. And they got her really on it bad, and they took like abused her really, really bad, doing things to her that she told me that even I would not do, that I'm even with her. I wouldn't dare do that. And anyway, she got in a right bad way. I thought, couldn't believe what they were doing to her. And I went, to get on the phone and get me. She said, no, leave it, you know what I mean? Because they are. Whitney Houston's Whitney Houston. Bobby Brown is Bobby Brown. You don't want to cause more problems, just leave it. So I did. She turned in a way that she got quite nice with me, you know what I mean? Because the way I was concerned and this, that and the other. So now me and her got me a bit more close. And I thought to myself, what can I do now to get more money? But what happened, Ario, she went to a hospital for some reason. So she went to hospital for about 3 days. And while she's in hospital for 3 days, her sister, Tamara, absolutely stunning, Tamara, got me to meet her at a hotel by Ealing Common, on the Common. I think it's called York, I'm not quite sure. So I met her there with a mate, really doing some naughty things on crack. And she made this thing called a snowball, which is crack cocaine with heroin. I didn't know what it was, and they give it me, And I got, I thought I was going to die. I was like, my head was going crazy. I didn't know what to do. I was in a bad way. My heart was palpitating. And I went, God, I'm going to kill someone. So all they wanted to do was take my money off me and maybe even kill me. I don't know what it was, because what I've done to her sister, And it don't seem possible that she's on crack, I'm on crack, her sister's on crack, but she wants to kill me maybe because of what I've done to her sister. So now all I want to do is get out of the hotel. I'm in a bad way. I've got to get out of the hotel. So I run out of the hotel. They chase me. They chase me down into the lift. They're going down the stairs. I run out. I'm gone. They're chasing me down at Ealing Common, 2 of them. But they're not chasing me just 2 of them. They're chasing me like 50 people. Because I don't know what's happening with me. I'm hallucinating about people chasing me, going to kill me. I've gone mad. Now, from Ealing to my mum's house, a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles, and I'm running. But all the time I can hear people saying, we're going to kill you, and all this. They've got choppers and axes and big swords, but there's nobody chasing me but my hallucination. Me. I'm chasing me. Anyway, I'm coming down to my mum's house, and they're everywhere, no one attacks me, but I'm running to my mum's house. I'm banging my mum. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. My mum comes down. I'm now so in a bad way that I'm ODing. I've took too much or whatever they give me, and I'm ODing. I could feel myself going, Tried to book a cab. They wouldn't let me book a cab. I don't know for what reason. I don't know what it was now. But I walked down Crown Street and got a cab. Told the guy exactly what's going on with me. Look, I think someone's OD'd me. I've got no money at me in a minute. You know where I live. They know me. Mate, take me to the hospital. Took me to Duquesne Hospital, Amateur Hospital, I think it is. Took me there and went into a room, cubicle. The guy looked at me and he said to me, right, take your trousers down, give me a jab with my bum. He said, right, you're OD, you've OD'd, mate. You're nearly on the verge of a fucking bad attack. You could die. You know what I mean? And what's happened? Someone's started to spike you up. And I said, look, I was at a party and I had a drink and someone's done something in the drink. I've just gone, I don't know what it was. She said, well, look, do you take drugs? And I said, well, I take a little bit of crack now and again. Well, people that take crack will know when you take crack, right, and you've got a big, little Martell bottle, you're burning, it burns your fingers. So your fingers become brown, or your nails split or whatever. And he looked at me and he said, show me your fingers. He said, you're on heavy drugs, crack. He said, you are ODing, yeah. He said, it's only for this jab that you come to the hospital, you could have died. Who done this to you? And he sat in the other, and I said, look, please keep it quiet. He said, we have to call the police with something like this. I said, please, mate, leave it out. Anyway, he left it alone. I got home. I mean, I wanted to kill her sister for what she did to me, yeah. But anyway, I'm back with Ariel. I told Ariel exactly what happened. She said, look, Tamara's shit herself. She's hiding from you. She knows you're going to do something. I said, no, I'm not, you know. But she tried to kill me, Ariel, you know what I mean? She said, yeah, but she's sticking up for me, way. Anyway. Then I decided, a friend comes up to me and he goes to me, I've got a bit of work going on. Do you fancy it? So I'm going, good money? He went, really good money, mate. He said, look, he said, what I do, he said, I go through walls or places, yeah? He said, I go through walls. He said, and I went through a wall with a mate of mine. And as we went through the wall, we noticed that we're into a warehouse, and it's a warehouse for the phones. We can't believe it. As you got in there, there's a big container in there, this, that and the other, and it's all full of phones. Loads and loads of phones. And we took about 4 or 5 boxes of phones. And the wall was, anyway. But they said, this is about 3 weeks ago. Are you interested? I said, yeah, show me where it is. You know what I mean? And he showed me this place. And I went, poor, I've got to do it. Car phone warehouse. I must do it. I've got to do it. I can't let this go, you know what I mean? So I'm after getting people to help me out. And quite a few of my people that I talk to don't want to get involved because this geezer Steve that I'm with, they're saying he ain't no good. He will fold, way. If anything happens, he'll fold. I went, no, he's sweet. He's all right. I've done things with him. He's sweet. I went, no, he'll fold. Anyway, so I eventually get someone else and go to this gaff, go in the big van. We've got a big van, me and Steve. Big van, 7 tonne or something like that. But not a lorry, really. Square, you know, big square thing. Go there, but I got custom and excise uniforms, and also I got police uniforms, SO19 uniforms with all the padding and this, that and the other. I am SO19 with a mask and everything. All of a sudden the car pulls up, 2 guys get out of the car, give them the uniforms, custom excise uniforms. We're going into this place. I'm walking into this big estate, into this factory. But they've already had a delivery of a lorry comes in, a lorry pulls out. As it pulls out, they pull the shutters down. But I'm walking there, SO19 with custom guys. I'm thinking to myself, bang on the door, they open up. I said, this is custom excise, on SO19, we've got reason to believe that the phones you got are this, that and the other, and whatever. Got paperwork on a board to say it is what it is, yeah? They ain't looking really at the board, I'm looking at the board, they don't know what's going on. My mates run upstairs, there's 2 kids, they're supposed to take the hard drive out, so there's no pictures, no photographs, nothing. There's cameras everywhere, so they go upstairs for the hard drive, but what do they take? They're nicking all the jewellery, all the watches, and all the laptops that they can take off the people upstairs. They're not thinking about the hard drive, which I've told them to take. I goes into the factory. In the factory is a great big, massive container full of phones. Open the back door, boom, it's choco with phones. Everywhere there's phones. All over the place there's phones. But in the back of this big warehouse, there's a black motor van, old about, I don't know, no seats, but massive van. 2 tonne, 1 tonne. So I've got everybody else in this place cable tied. I'm so desperate for money. I'm on crack, I'm out my nut. doing things that you'd never do. I don't condone violence no more, but this is terrible. You know what I mean? The violence is shocking. This is what I got my IPP for, yeah. All of a sudden, we cable tie everybody. Everybody in there with cable tie, 8, 10 people with cable tie. And the van pulls in, my mate pulls the van in, we're loading the van up with all these phones. We then realise that we're leaving the lot in this big container. But I want to get all these people in there, in that motor, in that van, in the black van, they lock it up, yeah? We've got ties, cable tie at the back so they can't get out. I don't want them on the floor or whatever. So as soon as I say to them, we're going to put you in this thing, they know we're not on bill. They know they're not custom excise, but they know that we come to rob the gap, which we have. So, because we're putting all the stuff in the back of the motor, I mean, we're just telling them we're taking stuff that we believe has been stolen and this, that and the other. But the floor manager, this big Irish guy, massive guy, he's putting all that shit, you know what I mean? You're not police officers, you're not this, you're not that, you come to rob us, all that shit anyway. He runs at me like a lunatic, but not only does he run at me, he's smashed his cable ties. So he's coming to me like a lunatic, like a nutcase. I've got these SO19 gloves on, and they're all lead, across the knuckles, across the side, the thumbs, everywhere, yeah? But as he runs towards me, I've hit him crack, and I can really, really bang anyway, but I've hit him on the chin, he's gone over. But as I've hit him on the chin, his side of his jaw has come out of his face. Then on top of him, hitting him 4 or 5 times more, doing so much damage to his face. His face is like pulverised. This is what I say I don't condone violence, yeah? This is the thing that give me the IPP. This is why they give me the IPP. And I think to myself, why did I ever get involved with crack cocaine? Because crack cocaine made me a really, really violent man. And everything that I'd really do and say on YouTube is about violence. But it's what I did with my life, you know. And I tried to tell people that listen to my channel that to take drugs, this is what can happen to you, you know. And you've got to listen to what I talk about and realise that at the end of it, there isn't no future. Your future's gone. You've got nothing, mate. You come out of prison with nothing. Anyway, you go in with nothing and you come out with nothing more. You come out with everything, it's gone. Families, money's gone. You come out, just one person's you to survive. Anyway, so this guy now is spark out on the floor, jawbone sticking out the side of his cheek. We've now got to get out of this gaff. But not only we got to get out of it, the police got it's all cordoned off at the gate, parked cars, vans, everything. I decide that for me, I'm in charge. I'm going to drive the van, the lorry, the 7-ton van, square box van or whatever it is, straight at them. I'm out my nut. I'm still out my nut on crack. The guys upstairs jump in the cab, 2 of them jump in the cab, it's only me, Steve is in the back of the motor. Wow, and I'm just going mad now, they're young kids, they just go, drive. And because I ain't got no common sense about me, all I do is get away. I'm smashing the motors, police cars, police vans up the air because it's filled up with gear, and it weighs a fortune now, it weighs a ton. Motors go all over the gap, I'll be running, no one chases me, because the motors are smashed to pieces. And I suppose because you are like you are and you don't care, they're thinking about people's safety. There's no helicopters or nothing, it's mad. And we get to where we got to get to, and Steve let the boys out, they get in a car, when the car's parked, they're gone. They get a couple of boxes of phones, they're gone. Steve needs money. I need money, but we got a whole load of phones. But Steve said, look, can I take some phones to get some money? I went, Steve, come on, mate. It's not here to get little bits. We want to get a lot of money. But anyway, he takes boxes of phones to, I'm gone now. I'm gone. I've got a bit of money in my pocket from the guy who's going to buy these phones. He's already given me some money to do a bit of work. I've done the work. I've got something in my pocket that's going to keep me going on my crack for a couple of days. Steve takes some phones, takes them to an Indian shop, but when he takes them, he gets X amount of money. The next day, the guy comes round for the phones of the lorry, phones, we've got the lorry parked up, taken for the thing. I said, Steve took some phones. He said, get them back. He said, get them back. He said, get them back. Right. He said, the geezers that you give the phones to, the young kids, I've got them back as well. I've got all them back. He said, get them back. We're losing a lot of money. You're going to lose a lot of money, right? Get them back. So I phoned Steve up and said, get them back, 3 or 4 boxes. Get them back. He's like, no, it's too late. I've sold them. I said, get them back. Give them the money back and get them back. He's gone to the shop and he knows the geezer's in the shop. So he's got the phones back. But now they phoned the police up to say they've been given phones that are stolen. This, that, and the other. These phones are not even, anyway. These phones are not even out yet as such, yeah? They're Razor phones, it's a long time ago. So they phone the police go round to see Steve. Steve said in his statement that they come round, armed police, this, that and the other, rushed his house. All they come in was 2 old Bill and knocked at his door and said, listen, we've got reason to believe you've got some phones. And he says, if he had said, no, I ain't got them, whatever, mate, they were stolen from me, he might have got, you know. What happened? I come in the house, he pooed himself. Oh, and then he's told the old Bill that got custom and excise, SO19, everything in the house, in a cat house, in the back garden. He's got a great big cat place where he keeps his cats, yeah? That he put them in there. All the things from the raid, everything. He even tells them, he said, it wasn't me, it's a geezer called Ray Hill, he bullied me this, he bullied me that to do it. The next day, he comes to my house. Knocks on my door. He got in the house through the bleeper, through the thing when you get in. Come in, Steve. Come upstairs. I said, what's up, mate? He said, oh, nothing. I've got to come and see you about the phones. When we're going to get paid, I need money, this, that, and the other. But what he did, the police didn't know where I lived. Right? Didn't know where I lived. Then I changed my address as I'm going all the time, you know. I live in a place called Stepping House in Ladbroke Grove, where the fire was, there where the fire was. So he's took the police to my house and showed them where I live. When he come up the lift, he's brought police officers up, and when they come out the lift, they're looking at where I am, and they've gone back down. So he's come to my house and I said, the money be sorted out, I'll get the money for you tomorrow, Steve. So, no, right, mate, I need money. He brought them to the house. So that night I'm on crack really, really bad. I'm out my nut. Also, the door knocks, crash, crash, crash. It's 2 women. Yes. Well, we got something to do with phones. I can be phones. Sorry, for televisions. And we're involved with Sky. And I said, look, I'm not involved with all that crap. Just slam the door. I'm in smoking. I'm at my nut. I decide not to smoke no more. I'm just laying in my bed. Crash! The door's smashing. They can't get in because they've got these big lumps of wood at the bottom of that door going onto the lip of the door that comes into my flat. But the lip is about that high and they can't get through because it's holding my door. But what they do is a thing called a shredder. they're shredding my door. And they're shouting out, oh, police. And all this kind of... So I get out of bed naked, go to the door, and they're telling me to turn around and walk backwards. I'm going, no, I ain't walking backwards nowhere because I'll fall over. But what I didn't know, that someone had told them that I got guns in the cupboard out just there. So if I'd have fell over to the right, I suppose, more like, say I fell over to the right, they might have thought I was going to go and pick the guns out and shot me, bang. But I got all blue spots over spots, red spots, all spots everywhere. Like. So they told me to turn around, I said, no, I'm walking forward. So I walked forward naked. As I come out the front door, it's all been shredded. But I open it up, pull the thing up from the floor, and they go, they've got guns over my nut, right, because it's all been shredded, and pull this thing up and open the door and come through. And they walked me out. As they walked me out, the two women that knocked on my door, they're there, Rob Bill, aren't they? That's what Steve brought up. So they take me to a police station, Wembley police station. Anyway, I get remanded, custody. Steve gets remanded custody. Steve gets put into another wing. I'm in this wing. Anyway, this is a bit of the story, yeah? But there's a lot of it goes on, a lot more goes on, you know? Anyway, we'll end it now, right? Anyway, this is Bang Bang Rail. Please press the like button and subscribe. But I might have said all this before, but you know what? I've done 800 videos. Yeah? Sometimes I get a bit confused, but sometimes people ask me this, what happened there, you know, what'd you get nicked for? So I'm telling the people now, yeah? And this is Bang Bang Rail. Please press the like button and subscribe. Nice one.